Fans blast Tori Roloff using kids for money grab. Little People Big World fans recently took to social media to ruthlessly blast Tori Roloff for her latest money grab, which included using her children. So, what did Tori do that has fans so upset? Particularly since Zach Roloff and Tori Roloff quit filming Little People Big World after season 25. Viewers may wonder how someone like Tori still makes money without future TLC checks rolling in. One of the ways she makes extra bucks is by being a mom influencer on social media. With over 2.1 million followers on Instagram, that is a lot of eyeballs on everything that Tori shares on the popular social media platform. However, this is not just eyeballs on content, but also a revenue stream that Tori can continually tap into to make a quick buck. Because Tori Roloff has such a massive social media following, she regularly uses it to promote products, as well as to enter into different partnerships with various brands. When you have as many followers as a lot of mainstream celebrities, it makes sense, from a financial standpoint, for Tori to take advantage of it. In the latest money grab, Tori Roloff promoted a brand of vitamins called Mary Ruth's. The company offers vitamins and gummies, including for children ages 4 to 12. Along with including the company link in a recent Instagram story, Tori Roloff told her followers, "My kids beg for the vitamins every single morning." Reality television fans expect the cast members they follow to try to make a buck by leveraging their social media. This is a well-known practice that everyone does. However, when it comes to Tori Roloff and her recent money grab, many Little People Big World fans are taking issue with the shameless way the mother of three plugged her kids into it to make money. Many also took issue with what they felt was a blatant lie from Tori to boot, as most commenters cannot imagine that her kids beg for the vitamin every morning. While Tori is doing her part to keep that revenue stream producing, in this instance, many agree that she took things a little too far. One Little People Big World commenter said, "Get a job, stop pimping your kids. Remember when she bragged about being a teacher?" Another person said, "Nah. She just wants the commission." A third commenter added, "Her entire Instagram is a series of ads. She's gotta pay the rent, I guess, since Zach have never worked a day in his life, and she hasn't either for the majority of her." Little People Big World star Tori Roloff regularly shares glimpses on social media of her life as a wife and a new mom, and from the looks of it, she wouldn't change a single thing. But given that both her husband and infant son were born with a form of dwarfism called achondroplasia, Tori is also aware that there are plenty of people who might not feel the same way if they were in her shoes, and often for one completely ridiculous reason. In a moving Instagram post Sunday, Tori Roloff said she doesn't care about her husband's height, and it highlighted the totally arbitrary bias that allows people to continue to judge those with dwarfism unfairly. In her post, Tori posted a beautiful photo from her July 2015 wedding to husband Zach, and shared a story about a recent trip she took to Target, where she overheard a married couple talking. The husband, Tori said, told his wife, "Well, at least I'm taller than you," to which the wife jokingly responded, "Well, I would hope so." Of course, they likely had no idea that Tori heard the comment, or that she had a husband who was much shorter than her due to his dwarfism. According to In Touch Weekly, Tori is 5 feet 5 inches tall, while Zach is 4 feet 3 inches, and it's also totally possible they didn't even realize how hurtful that comment could really be. In the post caption, Tori said the couple's exchange was proof that some of us just have the idea of beauty and love so backwards, and argued that love doesn't come from outward appearances, but rather from inner beauty. And she doesn't have to look very far for proof that that is absolutely true. Tori pointed out that, if she'd bought into judgments about height, she'd have missed out on finding a man who is both an incredible spouse and father to their son. She said, "There's no question that, as the wife of a man with dwarfism, and now the mom of a son with dwarfism, unfair comments about height differences must seem particularly offensive to Tori. After all, not only are they suggesting there's something odd or embarrassing about her marriage, they are also insinuating that her own child will one day automatically be less desirable to his romantic partners just because of his size. And it definitely sounds like something that affected Zach when he grew up. Before he proposed to Tori, he revealed in an episode of Little People, Big World that the stigma surrounding his size led him to just assume he would never end up marrying an average-size person, and that it was a big deal to him that Tori couldn't have cared less about their height difference. He said, of course, it's not just men with dwarfism who are hurt by the idea that taller is always better. According to The Independent, shorter men earn less money on average. One study found that each additional inch of a man's height correlated to about an extra $700 in their annual salary, and they are also less likely to be as successful as taller men. In 2009, 58% of male CEOs of Fortune 500 companies were at least 6 feet tall. In fact, a 2013 study out of the Netherlands found that women seem to be happiest in their relationships when they are with a male partner taller than them, which could be why dating site OkCupid revealed in 2010 that men almost universally add at least 2 inches to their height when they create online dating profiles. In other words, the often unconscious bias against shorter men has pretty wide-reaching implications that are hugely unfair, and naturally, that only becomes more pronounced when you happen to be someone born with dwarfism. That might not be very welcome news for Zach and Tori's son, but at the same time, as someone who will likely face at least some discrimination in his life over his size, he couldn't really ask for better parents. After all, he's being raised by a father who has always said he'd love to have a child with dwarfism, and a mother who has never thought her husband's size was an issue at all. And in his parents' example, he'll also learn that he has just as much right as anyone else does to expect to find a partner who will love him for who he is, regardless of his height. To be fair, being a parent of a child born with achondroplasia does come with some very real concerns. According to the March of Dimes, babies born with achondroplasia can experience further complications like apnea, chronic ear infections, compression of the spinal cord, and hydrocephalus, and it's possible that Jackson might face medical challenges in his life. But in her recent Instagram post, Tori made it more than clear that one thing they don't have to worry about is his height, and it's an important reminder we could all benefit from hearing more often. To be fair, being a parent of a child born with achondroplasia does come with some very real concerns. According to the March of Dimes, babies born with achondroplasia can experience further complications like apnea, chronic ear infections, compression of the spinal cord, and hydrocephalus, and it's possible that Jackson might face medical challenges in his life. But in her recent Instagram post, Tori made it more than clear that one thing they don't have to worry about is his height, and it's an important reminder we could all benefit from hearing more often.